Sorry about the noise that is at the background. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Zuby and welcome to ZubyCoco. I make sewing videos, fashion business videos, lifestyle videos. If that's the kind of content that you like to see, please click on the red button. It's absolutely free and click on the bell sign so that you get notification whenever I post a new video. Today's video is going to be a video on how I install a zipper on an already finished dress. I've already attached the lining to the dress and I'll just be installing the zipper. So I'll be sharing with you how to finish that on the dress and have it look nice and neat. Let's get right into the video. This is the dress I'll be working on. It's already fully lined with just your zip allowance exposed. So what I'll be doing is I'll stitch from the end of where I want my zip point to be to the end of the dress. The seam allowance I'll be using for this dress will be 1 inch seam allowance on both sides of the zip, on the left side and on the right side. So you want to start off by ironing open or ironing down 1 inch for the seam allowance on both sides. This would be the place or the area where your zip will be installed on. So once you have your zip allowance ironed down, you want to place your zip facing upward and then flip. So you place it facing upward, your zip head, and then you flip it to the left. You want to make sure that the left side of the zip will be touching on the left side of the dress seam allowance, and the right side of the zip will be touching on the right side of the dress seam allowance. So this is when both the zip and the seam allowance are facing you upward. And then when you get the teeth of the zip to match up with the top of the neckline, you start pinning. And when I mean the tip of the zip, I mean the iron on the zip head. So you want to pin all the way down. Another major point is when you get to the end of the zip allowance, where you back stitched to finish up the seam at the end. You want to go down by that point 1 inch further. That way you properly secure the zip into the dress. Next thing you want to do is to go and mark the seam of the top bodice and the skirt. Mark where it joins together on the zip. This will act as a guide so that when you flip the right side of the dress of the zip onto the dress seam allowance and pin it down, you have a point that you can follow so that you don't mix or match seams. Flip the right side of the zip to the right side of the dress. This is what I mean when I say that the iron on the zip should match up with the top of the neckline. This is what I mean. The next thing you want to do is, after you flipped the top of the zip, the right of the zip to the right of the dress, so that the teeth of the zip is touching on the ironed out zip allowance, you start to pin all the way to the very end. When you get to the end of the zip allowance, the area that was back stitched, you want to bring down the head of the zip again by 1 inch further, the same thing I did on the left side, and then pin, just to help secure the zip properly into the seam. Then we pull it out again. This is not supposed to be a problem. You should be able to pull out the head from the seam allowance area. And this one, what I'm doing here is to just go and confirm that the seams match up at the center point. When I'm sewing, I will always start from that center seam and make sure that they match up first before I go ahead and stitch the other areas. You don't want to have a mismatched seam whenever you're sewing. It makes your work look professional. So this is something that you should be very, very careful about when you are sewing. This next step is almost optional but compulsory as well. You need a zipper foot. To be honest, there's no point using a regular foot to install a zipper foot. It's a lot of energy. So there are different types of zipper foot for your industrial machine, your butterfly machine, your regular sewing machine. I'm going to leave links to where you can shop that through the Jumia app down below, and you just use your zipper foot. It makes it really easy for you because of how the zipper foot is. It doesn't have to, I don't know what that word is called, but it's just one side on the left and right side to allow the needle to sew directly by the side of the zipper. I don't know if I'm making sense, but just watch and you will see what I mean. When we get to the end of the zip allowance where it was backstitched, we want to continue to sew further by 1 inch, just like we have pinned earlier, and then we take it out and we're going to flip it over to the right side. We started from the left side and then we'll flip it over to the right side. This is how I prefer to sew mine. I know there are people that know how to use the left hand, but the left hand, but I don't know how to use the left hand. So this is what I do. And then I'll just start from the very end of the zip and come all the way down to the tip of the zip, which is the neck area. Once you're done with the zip, this is how you pull out the zip head for the final time, and it's going to come out nicely. Just keep pulling until you get to the top. Then you want to tack on the flap or the extra zip from the top after the iron of the zip down to the dress together with the seam allowance. You do it for both sides so that you properly secure the tip of the zip so it doesn't, flip around. And then you do it for the other side as well.